Hi, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And once again, I have a limited edition, this time from Sweden, Mackmyra Rotspon Selma. So what I did is I have every Sunday evening in German at 9 p.m. Central European time, I have a live stream. And in the month of April, one of my guests was Alex. And Alex and we did a little bit of a trade. He gave me this sample here from Sweden, and I gave him this sample here. George Stagg Jr., 66.05 ABV. 100 euros over here for the bottle. This bottle cost 70 euros for the new 0.5 liter. So actually, he got the better deal. Yet, I must admit that this is very interesting. Now, Selma was a Swedish author. She received the Nobel Prize 1909 and for literature, and her real name is Selma Lagerlöf, born 1858, died 1940, and she wrote The Wonderful Journey of Niels Holgersson. And I'm sure that everyone in America has never read that before. Now, this was one of about 428 bottles, and it spent 4 years in Sweden in the normal ex-bourbon barrels, 200 liters, as well as their gravity barrels, which are 30 liters. So they have a mine, which is called the Gruvelager, the deep warehouse, and it's 50 meters below the surface of the earth. 50 times 3, so about 150 yards down. Then they took the whiskey and they put it into a wine barrel. This is a wine barrel in which previously, wine was matured. Now, Hamburg, as well as some other cities back then of the Hanse, we have to go back like 500, 600, 700 years ago. We had the Hanseatic League here in northern Germany, as well as Scandinavia, and this whiskey kind of pays a little bit of a tribute to that. They used to work together. And so what they would do is they would actually take wine from France, bring it up to Hamburg or Lübeck or Bremen, and they would there fill it up into a barrel, and then they'd let it mature in that city, and then they would call it wine from Hamburg, wine from Bremen, wine from Lübeck, and they would sell it under that name as it Lübeck wine, Hamburg wine, not French wine, not Spanish, not Italian, but rather wine from northern Germany. Even though we're way too far north to actually grow grapes that make great wine, they still have their own wine here in northern Germany. If you ever take a look at the map, take a look at where we are. Rome is exactly where New York City is, and if you take a look at where I am up in Hamburg, you go all the way over the map, and you'll see that we're up in Hudson Bay, up in the middle of Canada. Thank you, Gulfstream, to keep us warm. Well, now this is a very unique whiskey, as I said, because it spent the 4 years in the Swedish barrel, so the ex-bourbon barrels in Sweden, and then another 6 months in a very fresh the very fresh red wine barrel that was especially picked by the wine cellar in Hamburg from Huve. And so this was a French wine, and it spent a few years, I assume, here in northern Germany, and 6 months in total this wine was in there. So what do I get first of all? Ooh, I get a very, very nice balanced whiskey with an influence of red wine. As I mentioned before, there's only 428 bottles of this worldwide. That was one barrel, so it's actually a single cask. And therefore, you've never seen a video about this. You might be able to find Mackmyra Rotspon. There have been different bottlings, different names of different people, different scientists, and so on. And this is the Selma edition, 53.9% ABV. 79 euros for a half-liter bottle, so we're talking about over $85 for half of a liter, so we're talking about over $160 for a liter. That's a lot of money, all right? And so, as I mentioned before, this costs over here for a 0.7 liter in Germany about 100 euros, which is about $115 at the moment. And so this is even more expensive. Unbelievable. But it's good. I would never believe that it's 53.9%, and that red wine is very, very well integrated into this. Nice, nice, nice. I'm going to try it. Mmm. 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 Nice. Wow. Very well done. Now, Mackmyra and WhiskyJason are not the best of friends yet. I've had some Mackmyras that are good. I've had some Mackmyras that are not so good. I've had a nice one that was excellent, Bloomsteed. But this is really nice. This is a B plus on my scale. In my German video, I first of all gave it just a solid B. And then I was thinking, hey, what can I really criticize here? And it was nothing. It's 53.9% ABV, and yet it's wonderfully smooth in the mouth. It's not too young, it's not too old. The wine finish complements everything. There's not too much of this, and there's nothing missing. It's a really nice whiskey. Wow, I would never have expected 4-year-old, 6 months finish in red wine cask, and whatever they picked for a cask, that was an excellent cask, and it's really, really nice. Even the color, you can actually see just a little bit here. It has a little bit of a reddish hue in there, and that red wine really does have a nice influence. Now, the value for money, look, I'm going to give it actually just like a C to C minus. Now, there are like 2 or 3 bottles I found online that are still available of the 428. Everything else has been sold, and therefore, good luck trying to find it. Even over here, it'd be very difficult to find it at the moment, but this is a very, very nice product. And I'm looking forward to trying even more Swedish whiskies in the future. There's just not Mackmyra, there's now also Box, which are going to change their name, which I found out just recently, into High Coast Whiskey, because Compass Box has complained that Box Whiskey and Compass Box can be confused, and before they have a legal battle about with who should have the name, how, and so on, they just decided, okay, good, the Swedish guys are gonna just change their name into High Coast Whiskey, High Coast Distillery. Mackmyra Selma, 53.9%. Definitely a thumbs up. I wish you could try this. It's very much better than I thought it would be. Well done, gentlemen. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, my videos are out. Thank you very much for watching. My question of the day is, what is your favorite red wine finished whiskey? Now, there's a lot of white wine finished whiskeys out there, but what is your favorite red wine finished whiskey? And I have tried a few, but usually I'm not that keen on them. And so at the moment, I'm actually going to say Mackmyra Selma. Congratulations. That's my favorite. What is your favorite? Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and tell others about this crazy guy over here in Europe tasting things you'll never, ever get your hands on. Isn't that frustrating? All right. See you soon. Bye-bye.